Let me now welcome Rekha Agarwal, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court, Khushbu Jain, also Advocate at the Supreme Court, Dr. Alok Sharma, who will be joining us, women's rights activist, and Brinda Adige, who is a very well-known social activist. Let me first start with Rekha Agarwal. Rekha Agarwal, I read the story and I fell off my chair. I need an NOC? Seriously? You know, if I'm
You're
under...
not,
Sorry, Rekha, go ahead.
so
Say it.
actually, I'll say that you're not the only one because when I also read the news early in the morning, before I was invited to your show, I was absolutely appalled, by the audacity of the ministry to ask for an NOC from the ex-husband, or the divorce papers. So I think that all this talk that we are doing, all I can say over here, that all this talk of providing equality to women, Article 14, Article 19, Article 21 of the Constitution, which on one hand guarantees equality, on the other hand it says that I have a right to lead my life with dignity. I have a right to lead the life of that I want to lead. I also have a right to privacy, which is a very important right. So why should I be disclosing my divorce papers to any government official only because I want to change my name? If I'm divorced, that has got no bearing. The only person who could ever be interested in my divorce as to why it took place, or it could be probably a prospective future bridegroom, but
Yeah.
certainly not any government department. So I think that the very act of telling any woman who's been divorced that you must get an NOC or you must show your divorce decree and your divorce orders is against the Constitution itself.
Yeah. So let
Constitution
me
of
come
course
to you.
provides
Yeah,
these
yeah. I
fundamental
just want
rights,
to,
but there are
Rekha ji.
certain.
Yeah, I'll come to you about the details of it. Let me just get the opening comments. And like you said,
Okay.
I fell off the chair. So did you somewhere. You know, we are all falling off the chair. But I want to tell the
Absolutely.
men that we will fall off the chair. But my God, we will bounce back. And like how? You can't even imagine. Khushbu Jain, your opening comments on this. I want to cover, like I said, we're all women here. And thank God for that. You know, I want to understand the two aspects of it, the societal aspect and the legal aspect. Much like Rekha ji, you're also, an advocate. Tell me about what is so appalling for you as a woman about this entire story.
The very fact that this circular, this policy does not violate the aspect of equality or non-discrimination which is there in our constitution, but also touches or encroaches upon the freedom of expression and personal autonomy, takes away the right. If I have to put it, it should not look harsh, but it actually takes away that I have an ownership to myself being a woman. The
Right.
first that comes is changing the surname itself. It should be my choice whether I want to change the surname or not. We are going on legal, but I'll touch upon society as well. That if I'm not changing my surname after marriage, continuing with my maiden name is where somebody is always being questioned or looked down upon or questions the wholeheartedness into a relationship that a person is entering into. That are you completely committed to the relationship?
Right.
Is your ego coming in between? So from that aspect to an aspect that we're talking, that law is talking today, when we talk about equality, gender equality, when you talk about uh, 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 I mean, I just heard the statement given by Modi that how our society has been preaching when it comes to women, from Ma Durga to Rani Lakshmi Bai. And today we are still talking about the aspect that I don't have an ownership to myself to speak. So when it comes to legally, that I have to take permission from other person. When it comes to my own basics, that's my identity. Take a permission from the other person about that is something which is uh, not a happy situation for me
Which
right
is
now.
not happy at all, Khushbu says. And I think, when you, what kind of surnames did, Rani Lakshmi Bai or Ahilya Devi or Akka Mahadevi or so many women, I can go on and on, Meera Bai, where are their surnames? I mean, someone has to look inwards. Brinda Adige, very, very shocking. I think, first I want to cover the societal aspect of this, and I want you to focus on this entire ownership issue, as it were. Before you are married, you are your father's daughter, and see, it's also about a choice. And I think mainly it's about a choice. I want my husband's name next to mine, okay, it's my choice. I don't want it. But then in cases like Divya Modi Tongya, where she says that she wants to revert to her maiden name because her divorce is coming up, is it in court? This notification clearly puts a major barrier or hurdle in front of her. Would you agree, Brinda Dige?
Absolutely. A major hurdle, major barrier. And like you pointed out, Sudha, women to date, irrespective of what the policies, what are the campaign lines, what rules and laws have been brought in, and including our Prime Minister's speech that continues in different forums and at different festivals of the national festivals, women are property, property of that man, period. Your accomplishments, your agency, our self worth is not a concern or even important or must mean anything significant to me as a woman. And that the government reiterates the systematic patriarchy that has continued for ages, including after our independence, the laws and the policies and the statements and cabinet orders that have come in, just goes to show that the patriarchy has not yet gone out. We might have a lot of stuff on our books, but social sanctions reiterate systematic patriarchy. And that systematic patriarchy comes out in all of these various ways, making lives miserable for the woman.
Right.
And that property is what we want to question today. We are nobody's property.
Dr. Sharma, if you can hear me, welcome to the show. Der aaye lekin durust aaye. Tell me something. What do you think about this entire story where if you file for divorce and you want to revert to your maiden name, go get an NOC from your husband?
Sudhaji, I would like to say that first of all, women attach the surname of their husband just because of love. I think nobody can force them to add the surname of their husband after their name. We all are working. Our certificates are in our maiden names. When we get any job, any property, anything, we have to produce those certificates which have our maiden name. But after marriage, out of love and affection, we attach this name. So I think nobody can force women to leave that surname after divorce. After divorce, there is no love and affection. So law cannot force women to add the surname of their husband after their name. So I feel that women are free, they are independent, and they should have a choice what name they want to use as their identity. We must respect their right to privacy.